Welcome to the Whovian Wire podcast, where every episode of Doctor Who gets dissected, debated, and passionately unraveled by two lifelong fans who know the Time Lords from their Daleks. This is Josh, and I am Alan, and today's episode we are diving headfirst into Love and Monsters. I mean, it's a controversial episode. Before we go into it,
I mean, and we like it.
Yeah, we like it.
We enjoy it.
Yeah,
to be fair.
Yeah. So that's your heads up, guys. Like we went into this episode liking the episode.
Yeah. my opinion still hasn't changed. It's still just a goofy art.
Oh yeah, to be fair, yeah, I've not walked away from this episode with anything more or less. This isn't no Father's Day where it's like, you know, I was going to give Father's Day like an 8, and then I think we made it a 9. So
yeah,
but I think my rating still stands out. Yeah. Also, I have been on holiday since the last recorded, so my note taking might be worse or better. We don't know. So I'm literally just writing down notes, and I'm like, am I doing this bad? I don't know anymore.
Something I did realise is that I feel like it jumps about quite a lot with different things.
Well, if you want to start taking notes instead of me.
Oh, that's what I've noticed. It jumps about quite a bit. No, not like the note, I mean like the episode itself.
Oh, this episode?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just meant my note taking, like it just wasn't actually going in a straight path.
No. Your note taking is better than mine.
Right. I thought you were critiquing me then. Right. But no, this episode, I think that's why I've done a lot of notes, but a lot of it is literally just, bouncing around. This is a very different episode to usual, isn't it? Like there's literally scenes where it's like he's talking and then it will literally cut to him dancing to Mr. Blue Sky. So obviously if you're watching this podcast episode, probably better to watch the Love and Monsters episode before watching this, because again, we won't be able to describe every single thing that happens in the episode. But we'll give it our best shot on a yap about it.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to forget, because I feel like it's a good episode. I don't hate it. Like the certain other episode.
Yeah, I fear her next week. I don't know how to like.
I fear next week's episode.
Her no, no. How did you do it? Like, there's no smooth way of saying that episode. Like, yeah, okay. Well, we'll move on.
The thing is about the next episode. This is the last thing before we continue.
Yeah, we'll continue. Yeah.
I can't believe it actually got taken off of BBC.
Oh, it had that guy in there, didn't it? He did something dodgy. I can't remember exactly what he did, but it was something dodgy, and we were like,
yeah. But
it only got taken off like a week, didn't it? I think. I
don't know, but let's just get on with the episode.
Yippee-ki-yay. Right. So, we start with a random man seeming to be in a bit of a hurry for something, but then he stops after running for a bit, and we see a police box standing in the middle of like an abandoned warehouse yard. It was the best way I can describe the place it was meant to be.
Imagine trying to introduce someone with this episode, someone to Doctor Who with this episode.
I mean, from the outsider's perspective, maybe. Like,
maybe.
Are you Elton? Like, are you showing someone who's meant to feel like Elton right now?
Possibly. I don't know.
I don't know. I guess you could be like, oh, I've seen Doctor Who there, a bit there and there, but I've never actually seen an episode. So, like, you would be like Elton, who's only seen bits of the Doctor.
True. I don't know. It's just.
More story is I wouldn't show this as the first episode of Doctor Who. Let's be realistic.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
Blink, even though it's a Doctor-lite episode, I think that's a good Doctor Who episode, but it's very Doctor-lite. Yeah. I'll give him that. Like, you would struggle to know who the Doctor is from that episode just because.
Was this the first Doctor-lite episode?
Yes, this was the episode what made Doctor-lite episodes a thing.
Oh.
It's so they could film a Christmas special within the same time it took to film the rest of the series, so So whilst this was getting filmed, I think potentially Runaway Bride might have been getting filmed. I could be yapping there though. I could be yapping. Yeah. Time for the lookup. Whilst you do that. But yeah, so anyways, whilst he starts to approach the police box, so like he knows something about the police box. Like he knows something. Now, the police box has a bit of a deception field around it, doesn't it? Like the average person never actually really acknowledges the police box. Like,
it's because of that.
What's it called? It's like a distortion thing. It's like they use it in a future episode where they literally like tie like keys around their heads, and it like kind of makes like that you can't focus on them anymore. You know, they use it in the Master episode coming up. I can't remember exactly how it works, but it's the moral story is. Go on.
So it was apparently filmed in July. Primarily filmed in July. Runaway Bride.
Okay, and I think this was one of the last things what got filmed. So,
then Love and Monsters was apparently primarily filmed in March.
Oh,
so
never mind then.
And with filming wrapped by late March. So
yeah, I think Doctor Who episodes normally take 2-3 weeks. Normally, which
yeah. Well, I mean, it started filming on 19th and then finished filming on 28th.
It's a fast turnaround. Is that? But what? So 8 days? That's a very fast turnaround.
Yeah, like 8 or 9 days. Yeah.
I do know one.
19th to 20th was filmed, like featuring Elton's bedrooms.
What, the bedroom scenes and stuff? All right. That's a very fast turnaround.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's a smaller budget episode, and I guess.
So, yeah, it wouldn't take.
Most scenes are literally either shot in a bedroom or in that little warehouse they shoot, the meet up in. That's most of the episode, literally them two scenes. So, yeah. I guess. Still, that's very fast. I mean, a little fun fact, which.
Random parts just on the street and stuff as well, but.
I mean, one little fun fact, what I won't use, which I don't even think I'll use at the end of this anyways, but apparently this was a very, like, surprising episode for Jackie, because obviously she had filmed Army of Ghosts and Doomsday, so she thought she was done for the series. Like, she was like, okay, well, that's me done for the show, and apparently it was like a very last minute, hey, want a bit of extra cash, a bit of extra dosh? Which... I mean, she was pleasantly happy to do it, but apparently she didn't know about her being a part of this episode until like quite late on, apparently. 8 days. I mean, that's very quick, though.
Yeah, 8-9 days.
And you're telling me we can only get 8 episodes a year?
Yeah, but that's current Doctor Who.
Written by the same guy who did this!
Yeah, but that's the thing. Everything's changed now. It's for the worst.
I know. I generally despise what the industry has become. At least make it 10 episodes, and I say least 10 episodes a season.
Because you gotta have the 8 good episodes, which is why there's the 8.
Yeah, you can have 2 bad episodes, and it wouldn't affect a series.
Yeah, just like 2 lower budget episodes, so they can put that budget into the better episodes.
Like Space Babies, that destroyed about 40% of the reputation of that one season alone.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think the only episodes I actually remember from that first season was, I think, 73 Yards.
Good episode. Boom,
I didn't enjoy it as much.
Did you not?
But I know that's a good episode.
I like that premise.
It's a good premise. It's just I didn't enjoy it as much as like.
I liked Rogue, actually. I know is that a controversial take? I don't even know if that's a controversial take.
I didn't enjoy it as much because I think they messed up the audio. Not messed up, but like there was a certain way that these all meant to be like shown because it's very random. Why the Doctor cries in every episode about Thingy dying or like every time.
Well, it's not every episode is kind of about him. It's one episode about him crying about him. Does he even cry in Space Babies? He can't cry in Space Babies, surely. No, he doesn't cry in Space Babies. We're just going to go through the entire season, just like saying, which episodes does Shooty cry? Devil's Cord, no. Boom, yes. 73 yards, no. Dot and Bubble, yes, because of racism.
So, Space Babies, Devil Cord, Boom, 73 yards.
Don't cry.
Dot and Bubble. Dot and Bubble I did enjoy actually quite a bit.
Yeah. Cries. What's the other ones?
Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of Death. See, like, now there's 2 episodes that are already a 2-part, which is normal for Doctor Who, but then the other 6 are meant to be just leading up to that.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, there's a lot of question about. And if it ever fucking goes down to like 6 episode seasons, I'm done. I'm done. I just don't think Doctor Who could work on a 6 episode season, which.
No, because like imagine. You know what? When it comes to this season, we'll do it as what 6 episodes could go into it, and we have to move 2 episodes.
No. Right. Anyways, we'll actually get back to the episode we're talking about. So, anyways, so he starts to approach the police box, but again, most regular people didn't realize the police box. So we already kind of have he knows something. There's something he knows about the Doctor. So anyways, so whilst he's about to go up to it, we hear a voice shout something like, "Come on, my Doctor, laddie-dee-doo." So he hears a good scuffle. Go on.
I thought I heard Martha in this episode. I'm not gonna lie, Martha and Rose, they sound really similar when they're just shouting Doctor.
I mean, it's only one word, so I guess.
I know, but still.
Well, I need answers, damn it. I don't know. Both females in their 20s shouting one word. I mean, it's not unsurprising that they might sound similar. But yeah, anyways. So he goes and investigates a bit of the scuffle what's going on inside of one of the warehouses. When he like approaches the door, and then when the door opens, like this alien just like turns around and like roars at him like, "Ugh!" And then it cuts to Elton then on like a video cam card or whatever he's using to record himself, and he's like vlogging himself. Would you say vlogging? Would you say he's like vlogging this episode?
Yeah.
Or doing like a diary. The Elton diaries.
Is he uploading these somewhere? Or is he just doing it for himself?
Nah, he must be uploading them. He literally inserts a scene of Elton John doing like a performance. You don't just do that for yourself. He literally says, "Not this Elton," and then like cuts to Elton John on his piano. You don't do that unless if you're going to upload it somewhere. So maybe YouTube?
Maybe. I don't know. It seems weird.
Oh, he could just be doing this as a bit of like a therapeutic fucking let my mind. It
feels like someone's listening to him. Because no one's going to listen to a guy that's talking about aliens and monsters. Even though everyone's seen the aliens and monsters.
Yeah, which everyone does. Right. So in this episode, they talk about the Christmas Day invasion episode, and like how everyone went for drinks after it because it was live. So everyone remembers that happening. But then it keeps getting brought up in future Doctor episodes, though, like how humans just like fucking forget about it, like as if nothing happens.
Well, the thing is, it's about real life. With aliens, I think aliens are real. But on the news when it was shown that there was aliens already, now that like aliens are here on Earth. I think it was shown on news anyway. It's like, I don't think that we already knew aliens existed, so no one really said anything about it, if that makes sense.
You're talking about in the show in real life right now?
Real life.
Well, some people don't think aliens exist.
Yeah, but we can't be the only people in the whole universe.
Oh, probably not. I don't know. I think that's just an
I
impossible
wish
question.
there was a real fucking Time Lord. Turns out I was just Peter Capaldi.
General. He's just playing the Doctor. He's just playing himself. He walked onto set one day and said, "I'm John Smith."
There's a reason why Pompey, he buys the TARDIS. He wants to escape that day. It makes sense.
Yeah, actually, no. Maybe he did know shit. Maybe he did know what was going on. Maybe he was looking at him past self like, "You need to save me, man."
Just needs to act like a certain way.
This is actually after when him and River Song separate. He goes on a bit of an adventure before his final death. Like, you know, he actually goes and lives in Pompeii for a bit. And then that scene plays out.
Is that in the third season? In his third season?
It's 20...
Oh, no, it's the Christmas special that's...
Christmas special. I think it's...
end of second.
Is it end of his... Is it Series 9 Christmas special?
Yeah.
Right. No, yeah, well, it must be. Yeah, he regenerated on the 10th. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but... yeah, I mean, obviously that's not what happened. He obviously uses that face as a... do better, innit? Like, he uses... do better. Like, I can't... What is actually the meaning behind him having that face? It's like a... It's meant to be like a...
Isn't it because, like, he has to choose to save people, but then, like, during the Trenzalore thing, he's kind of just letting everyone die.
Is that it? I don't know.
I don't know. That's...
it's meant to be like a meaning behind him having that face of like a... You chose... What was it? Like, you showed mercy? This face is meant to show... there's a meaning behind Peter Capaldi's face. And also, you know, he is in Torchwood, Children of Earth, so... Is it called Children of Earth? Children of Earth? Child.
Yeah, he's in Children of Earth because he has to kill his own children.
Yeah.
Well, no, he chooses to kill his own children because they have to be like, oh, one of the political people have to give their children to show.
I do. This is one reason why I wish Doctor Who was more of a 15, 18. Just because I feel like the actions what happened in Torchwood, Children of Earth have so much weight.
So, a familiar face to remind himself of the importance of saving people.
Right.
So, that's what I searched up and that's what it's come to.
Okay, fair enough. Right, you know, I'm sorry, we're not even like got into the Vortex intro sequence yet, so we really need to probably step up our game. So, anyways, after we realise he's a blogger, Vortex intro plays, and it's like, we're only just getting started. But then after that, it cuts back to the like the alien roaring at him, and the Doctor just appearing behind him with like a pork steak or whatever. I don't know what meat it was, but he was like, "Come here, boy, come on!" Like, he's distracted.
New to a chopper that's just started playing the game.
Just generally trying to get him to chase me instead of anyone else. But yeah, anyways, and then he's like, "Okay, you need to run now." But then we see Rose running up with like a red bucket, like no, blue bucket, sorry, like and she throws that at him, and the Doctor's like, "You made it worse," and she's like, "You said this one." I'm like, "I said not the blue one." So, anyways, and then one of my favorite scenes of the episode, obviously, is the Scooby-Doo corridor sequence.
It's a good sequence.
It's a good sequence. I love when there's a gag like that. And just for why I like that sequence so much, I'm literally wearing a Scooby-Doo shirt. So it's a good sequence. It's a good sequence. It's obviously comedy purpose, but yeah. Anyways, but then while there's a chase sequence, the Doctor does then stop and then like, do I recognize you from somewhere? Like he recognizes the face. But then Elton just runs off, like, I'm assuming shock or something like that, you know. Again, we don't know why he was there or anything yet, so... But then it cuts back to Elton then talking to the camera and saying, like, but, you know, like, but that's only, like, a part of the story. There's actually a lot to go into this. There's a lot of layers to this. So we then go back we got this is what I mean. This episode had so much fucking bouncing.
Yeah.
Right. So So
this is what Flux is. It's just this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, honestly, guys, if we are still doing, hopefully we are still doing the podcast when it comes to Flux, but it is going to be hell.
Yeah, we're going back to this.
It's literally like 4 stories.
We spoke about this in a few episodes ago. It's like how they could have done it better.
But there's like 3-4 stories going on at once.
Video idea: how they could have fixed Flux.
Oh, the controversial take. That could blow up Whovian or destroy it. But yeah, actually, that's the point. We will be getting a video out soon. We've not filmed it yet, but we will be. We'll be video out soon.
We're planning it. It.
It is TARDIS interior video idea. Was that the?
I've got that in my notes of what I've already planned for it. So
right, well, at some point, guys, we will be getting that out in the next week or two. That's my goal. Next week or two. We hope. We hope. So, anyways, back to the episode. So we go back to him being outside of his house, getting recorded by like this girl called Ursula. But then he says, "I did try and go actually go into the house, but apparently there's 2 old people there who like are a bit iffy." But then he pretty much tells us like how when he was 3 years old, he heard like a noise from downstairs. So when he went downstairs in the middle of the night, he just saw the doctor standing out, standing at the window looking out. Jesus. But then that's all he remembers. Like, so he recognizes the doctor and like he remembers there's some like why was he there, but he doesn't remember anything else from that night. But then it also then goes, this is the other bounce. And then Elton then starts to talk about like all the times he's experienced aliens and like the events. It's like of the Neclophine? Are they the plastic? Is that what you call the plastic people? Neclophenes? Or is that a different?
You know what? You're on about the very first episode, Rose episode. Yeah. I think that's what
Neclophene. There's one monster in Doctor Who called Neclophenes, and I feel like it's them, but am I making up a word? Maybe I'm making up a word. I could be yapping. The dummies from those is what I'm on about. The mannequins, and like the Savine, like so he witnessed like obviously the mannequins coming out on the shop floor, like when he was walking around London. He experienced
Autons. They're called Autons, and it's that animated by the Nestine consciousness.
Where the fuck did I get Neclophenes from?
I mean, you could be just like mixing 2 things together because there's a Toclophane. That sounds very familiar.
Could be Toclophane. Yeah, I was very confident with Neclophenes, but yeah, maybe it's Toclophane. See, even after years of watching Doctor Who, I still get things wrong. But yeah, so. And which is kind of cool because like we get to see like these events happening again from his like point of view, like him on the street when the automatons start attacking, or like how he sees the Savine spaceship crash over Big Ben, like it flies over him, which like it's cool. I like seeing like I don't know, I like seeing just different perspectives of like these world televising events. And like we also see the on Christmas Day the invasion from the Sycorax, like when he was in bed, and then just his window just, which he does.
Have to make a pulley system for it.
Yeah, like he's very dramatic about how he describes everything. Like
that's how you get the views. You have to be dramatic about these things.
You'll never believe what I did on Christmas Day, guys. But. Yeah, I don't know.
People probably have to go through the same thing he did, though.
Yeah, generally. It's like...
It's a big deal. I did that too.
Yeah, generally. I had to stop my dad from jumping off a building. What are you complaining about? But, anyways, yeah, so then we see that he has met up with this woman called Ursula, and, like, she knows a bit about the Doctor, and, like, we also get... Like, it's also revealed that he says, like, and it's because of the Doctor that I got to meet Ursula. Victor and Jackie. I think that's what he says. It pretty much like it's revealed that he meets a lot of people by knowing the Doctor.
Yeah. But he only says like the main people. He doesn't say, he only says Ursula because she's like the second most important.
Jackie important.
Victor, who comes in while Linda is doing a whole
band sequence
thing. Yeah. And then Jackie. We know who Jackie is.
We know who Jackie is. But yeah, and then it then goes to a scene of Elton dancing to Mr. Blue Sky. This is what I mean. It's so hard doing this podcast just because it's actually a guy doing a vlog. So it's so fucking like it's so put together. It
went from a proper serious point to then him just dancing.
Yeah, literally, it's like
it's hard to take the episode serious.
I went down when I was 3 years old, and the Doctor was standing at a window, and it was like dark, and only like a bit of like the street light was all you could see, and it's like, oh, creepy, and then it's just like the next scene, like sun is shining in the sky, and it's like, what the fuck?
Genuinely.
But anyways, but then we see that Elton starts meeting up with people Ursula knows, and like how she was like snapping pictures on Christmas Day when she saw like the Doctor, and like and then she like says, and you know, there's actually a bit of a group of people who know the Doctor, or like you know, seen sightings of the Doctor, like meet up. So yeah, so they all start going to this group, and like at first they are actually just talking about like the Doctor and like events and stuff, but it goes like throughout the weeks, and like you can see everyone's getting a bit more closer and a bit more friendly with each other, to the point where like Bridget starts like bringing in food for them, and then they start like it almost like they stop talking about the Doctor, like they're actually just, you know, having a nice hangout session instead of the Doctor. So it's it's like it's all going like nice and swimmingly, you know, like, and literally they started a band pretty much. Well, she just was like, yeah. But then the lights go out. He has come. But
you opened it.
And
I came.
I came. But yeah, so yeah, a man then appears from the lift in darkness, and then we get to meet Victor Kennedy, brackets Peter K. The comedy legend himself. But he seems very focused on the Doctor, and like pretty much actually tells him off for not focusing on the Doctor. Like, this is just meant to be like a fun, chill group.
How does he know that they're looking for the Doctor, though?
Well, have they advertised this online or something?
I mean, they might have done a bit just to get like those few starting people. But then once that was it, I think they stopped advertising then. Well, obviously there was then Elton, who, because Ursula already knew these people, so then Elton joined them.
No, you make a very good point. I guess, but to be fair, the group seemed a bit shocked when he came down. Like, they weren't expecting anyone, so they were a bit like... So, I don't know. Maybe they assumed that someone in the group had talked about it somewhere and like just never questioned it since, maybe. That's the only way I can think that Victor might have known about it. Or it's because he's an Absorbaloff and I don't know, just knew the shit.
He didn't even know what his own species was.
Yeah.
Elton just kept on naming things. I just like, he's Absorbaloff. I like that.
I like that one.
Oh yeah, they did have a website.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, again, their intentions were to talk about the Doctor. It's just they ended up being more of a friend group. So, anyways, so he comes down and like pretty much tells everyone off for not focusing on the Doctor. Like, this is meant to be a Doctor-focused group. Fuck you guys. And he kind of immediately asserts himself as a leader, but he also says, "You're not allowed to touch me. I've got eczema." And then Elton's like, "Do you mean eczema?" And it's like, "No, eczema. I blister at the touch of a skin," or something like that. So everyone respects his wishes. But then he pulls out his laptop and like shows everyone like a clip of like the Doctor and Rose getting into the TARDIS, but then the footage goes a bit staticky.
I'm guessing cameras can't capture the Doctor and the TARDIS like materializing and dematerializing.
Yeah, I'm assuming so, maybe, yeah. But he's then said, listen, and like we hear like obviously the materialization of the TARDIS and the engines, which everyone else is in awe, and then you just see Elton like kind of like, like getting like a PTSD flashback of like, I've heard that before. Which Victor does like pressure him and like, you remember this, that you, and like he's like, yes, as a kid. But then it then cuts to then Victor giving everyone homework, and like it's like, you ruining the group, man. You ruining the group. Yeah. You're giving people homework, like. But when he says like, right, we'll meet back up next week, and I hope you guys all have that done. But then he has to speak to Bliss in private when the group's leaving, and she's like, yeah, sure. Bless Bliss. But
why was she the first to go?
I really liked it.
Even though I forgot her name until then, but still.
But anyways, when the group's walking away from the warehouse, I think it's a warehouse they're meeting up.
It's a underground library or something.
Is it? Oh.
Apparently.
Well, anyways, they're walking off into like the distance when we hear a distant scream of, we can assume, Bliss. So we know something ain't right. Are you looking up if it was a warehouse or an underground library right now?
No, I was looking up other stuff because I remember certain parts of the episode that I like wanted to search, but I kind of forgot during the episode to do. So
right, okay. But anyways, but then it cuts to then the next time they meet up, the group then realize like, where's Bliss? Like she's not showed up, and she's been there pretty much every week. And Victor's just like, do you not know? She got married, and it's like, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Like, you would think she would tell everyone if she was getting married.
Yeah, like these guys are like,
you've literally been meeting up every single week. You were getting like very friendly with each other, and you were telling me you just didn't. Yeah, so but no one even like questions it too much. Like no one's like, I don't know. No one questions it enough, but
I think it becomes. Do they have any way of contacting each other?
Well, I mean, Skinner later on in the episodes does say he was trying to ring Bridget, so they must have each other's phone numbers at least.
Fair.
That's the only thing I can think of. And to be fair, it's 2000. I don't know when Facebook was around. So I don't know. But who uses Facebook, am I right? I mean,
what I'm saying is, Elton already starts thinking like, okay, that must just be an excuse to why she's not like showing up.
Yeah,
because even Elton at the end is like, oh, like that's why they've not even shown up, because look at what you've done to us.
Yeah,
and then saying, oh, we're leaving.
But he says that in a, he doesn't actually think there's something bad happened to them. He just thinks they've decided not to show up because he's made group shit.
Yeah, exactly. So he probably knows that whole marriage thing is a lie.
Yeah, he probably thinks, she's probably just like said, fuck off or something like that.
Exactly. But he doesn't know that.
So anyways, but apparently whilst they're like, on their computers and stuff, Skinner then's like, there's a sighting of a police box. And then it kind of like skims through the beginning of the episode. So that scene at the beginning is what they've just like discovered. That's how he knows about the police box and like where it is. So it's a good little loop, I guess. But then obviously it then goes to the scene of like Elton being like, because he's pissed off that, he ran away from the doctor. So he literally like threatens to like beat him with a stick. And Ursula does come in and be like, if you even lay a hand on it, I'll, like, what is it? I can't remember what she says. It's pretty much like, I'll slap you silly and kick you. Which, for a very high-pitched woman, she can get very...
She seems very shy the entire episode.
Is it shy or just very high-pitched?
I would say shy because that's how
Now,
my sister is.
Is she the same episode? Not episode.
Actor.
Is she the actor who was in Harry Potter who pretended to be a 13-year-old when actually she was like 28? I feel like she's in Harry Potter. And I think she plays like a 13-year-old when she's actually like almost 30. I'm pretty sure. I'm like, I was watching the episode and I'm like, I recognize you. And I think you could get away with playing like, because there's someone in Harry Potter who was like in their late 20s, but they pretended to be like 13. And I'm pretty sure it might be in her. I think the voice makes you sound young. She sounds young. Like she could get away with being like a 12, 13-year-old.
Shirley Henderson. She's in Star Wars.
Okay.
She is in Harry Potter Goblet of Fire.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know if she's like a prominent.
No, I think is she the one who dies on the bridge? You know that scene where like that one girl dies on the bridge. I've not seen Harry Potter in years, by the way. In years, by the way. So don't quote me on it. I probably should rewatch Harry Potter at some point.
Morning Myrtle. She's Morning Myrtle from Chamber of Secrets and that. She's the ghost.
Right. Oh, she's a ghost.
Yeah, she's the ghost that got hit in the head by Tom Riddle.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if hit in the head, but killed.
I don't know what. I don't know how. Again, I've literally not seen Harry Potter in 10 years.
I just searched it up. Yeah, notably Henderson was 37 when she took the role of 14-year-old student ghost.
37?
Yeah.
She is doing well for her age. She played a 14-year-old ghost at 37.
That's what it says here.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Scottish actress Shirley Henderson played the iconic ghost Morning Myrtle in Harry Potter film series, appearing in Chamber of Secrets and Goblet of Fire. Notably, Henderson was 37 years old when she took the role of a 14-year-old student ghost, making her the oldest actor to play a Hogwarts student.
That must be the oldest actor to play someone that young, surely. Apart from that one scene of what's that actor in all the Adam Sandler films? You know, where it's like, what's up, kids? And it's like an old man wearing like a baseball cap back.
What I remember is from Saw. The main guy, and then there's a flashback scene.
Yeah, he's in his 70s and he like betrays someone in like he was like 21 or some shit like that. It's like,
yeah, and all they've done is just put like a hat, but it's sideways.
It's so bad. I love it, but I mean that's 37 playing a 14-year-old girl, like that's you're doing something right. You're doing something right.
She looked young. She looks really young, innit?
I was saying she was like probably like 26 playing a 14-year-old. Literally, I was saying, she like that 26-year-old playing a 40. I didn't know she was fucking 37. Jesus. Right, yeah, okay. Well done. Well done. You do. Someone's doing their health and beauty routine brilliantly.
I gotta start taking notes.
Honestly. But anyways, yeah, so after that scene of like, you know, Ursula stepping in for Elton, then Victor then says, right, okay, well, we should probably look for the next source closest to the Doctor. But there's nothing on Torchwood's files because of like, apparently the bad wolf virus, which I don't know if that means the Doctor's tampered with it or the bad wolf has actually something to do with like those not actually having any documents on her.
To Google.
I don't know. So how does Victor get Torchwood files?
It said this in one of the other things.
Did it? Was I just not paying attention? Because I
just didn't read it to you because I was only looking at the other stuff.
Right. Okay.
It just says Victor obtained secret Torchwood files to gain further information on the Doctor's sightings.
Right. But Mickey, I understand because he's pretty much been given the source code to like everything because of a Doctor. But surely an Absorbaloff from Flum can't just access.
It's so by leveraging his advanced alien technology and immense knowledge absorbing capabilities of power.
What? So he absorbed someone who knew information?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
maybe.
Maybe.
Use the false for the group. Yeah, no.
But anyways, yeah. So Victor then says like we should get to the next source, which is those. So then they're like, okay, we're gonna go out into London. Big old London with like a few million people walking around. So they expect it's gonna be a big challenge. And like Elton even walks into like a big crowd like, this is gonna be a tough challenge. But it's like the first woman she speaks to is like, have you seen this person? And immediately it's like, yeah, that's Rose Tyler. And Jackie that she lives just over there, like immediately, like, which I think is probably, I feel like the Rose Tyler family are they are probably like quite popular around that area, like.
The Bad Wolf virus. So it was when obviously she took the role as a bad wolf and then scattered stuff around. She and specifically erased herself from the tortured database.
Okay, weird.
So
okay,
I don't know how, because I'm pretty sure she was supposed to know about that, know about it to make it happen.
Okay, we'll move on for that. We'll move on from that, I guess.
It's very weird. I can't lie.
But anyways, yeah. So the first person she speaks to knows the Tyler family, and like he pretty much finds out where like they live, and then he sees Mickey, not Mickey, fucking hell, Jackie going into a laundromat, and then he goes into the laundromat and like, okay, I need to find a way to speak to, and then Jackie actually comes up behind him and starts the conversation for him, asking for like some like £1 coins instead of 50p, something like that. And it's like, okay, we started this out. We started strong. Okay, I need to think of something to say. And then Jackie immediately then starts speaking to him and pretty much like making jokes and stuff with him. And it's like, yeah, I just find it funny like how this guy's like trying to like, okay, I need to get in. And it's like Jackie's actually doing all the work.
Yeah.
Jackie's the goat, of course, like.
Task failed successfully.
Honestly. This is what, like, this is what I expect a woman's meant to do. I'm meant to be the antisocial one who's standing in the corner, and they're meant to come up to me. Is that so hard?
It's not going to work like that, man.
Oh, yeah, I know it's not going to work like that. But, anyways.
I'll speak to you after the podcast.
Okay.
I'm not revealing secrets on the podcast.
Oh. But anyways, and then okay, I've now got that going to be stuck in my head now. Anyways, so then it turns out that he's like, okay, we're having a good little chat. There's been a bit of witty banter between us. Okay, I need to now do like the nail in the coffin. And then it's like Jackie then just like, I'm only here because my washing machine at home is broken. I just need someone to fix it. And it's like, I'm in. So Elton then goes and helps Jackie fix a washing machine. And she offers him a cup of tea. And then he starts like questioning, like asking about Rose and like, like, have you seen who she's traveling with? Usual stuff.
I mean, not really usual stuff. Talking about interdimensional traveler with your own daughter.
But well, yeah, but she doesn't say that, does she? She just says that she's traveling. She doesn't say, oh yeah, she's out, in space somewhere.
Yeah, but then he already knows, so.
But she didn't know that yet.
A fair point.
If he did it here and there, like, maybe it would have worked out better for him. But anyways, so yeah, and after like that, he then reports back to the group, and like Victor's like really like, yeah, well done. You're in, boy.
You've done step 1 to 4.
1 to 4, exactly how it was meant to be done. 1 to step 5, baby.
But she keeps everything close to her chest. Ursula does say, well, that's a hell of a chest. Fucking
hell.
It's something I've only it's something I've only just realised now.
What? Just thinking about it then is that what? Okay.
No. When I watched the episode,
it's I'm gonna say, I'm like, okay. Anyways, but then we're like, right, we'll get into that next phase. But then he's like, but Bridget, can you stay behind for a second? Which, she was gonna get a lift from Skidder, and then we actually see there's a bit of like a romance going on. There's a bit of a bit of romance in the air, love in the air. Yeah. But no, apparently, again, no one suspects anything bad from the group. So yeah. So, anyways, and then whilst all walking away, we hear sadly a Bridget scream from the distance. So we know something ain't right.
We knew someone wasn't right anyway.
Well, yeah, one person screaming, I mean, we can brush it off, but two.
Imagine if there was a third.
Anyways, but then it's revealed that, like, because then it comes back to Elton being at Jackie's flat again, and he's like, another fuse broken. Like he started like question, like, like he's almost like everyday fixing shit at this point, like. So, like, we can see that, Jackie's hitting on Elton, like she wants him to be at the flat. But, yeah, so it ends up, like, yeah, she offers him wine and then, like, accidentally pours wine onto him. Only a bit, and he's like, no, it's fine. But then she just pretty much just take the damn shirt off.
Just take the hint, goddammit.
Just take the goddamn hint. But anyways, so he goes into a bathroom and kind of like prepares himself to get it on with Jackie. But when he comes back out the bathroom shirtless, we see that Jackie's hanging up the phone on Rose, like, well, not angrily, like just ending the phone call with Rose, and she's then in a bit of like a mournful, I miss my daughter. So she's like, you know what, I was stupid what I did. I'm sorry. Just get your shirt back on and go.
It's covered in wine. What is he supposed to
do? But
I was literally saying that. It's like, he's covered in wine. What the fuck is he supposed to do now?
You're paying my laundry, Matt's charge. Wine ain't cheap. Anyways. But before he goes, he's like, no, you know what? No. We are good friends. I am going to put my shirt... Yeah, I'm going to put my shirt back on. I'm going to go get us a pizza, and we're going to have a blast of TV, and we're going to have a good time. So I think he realizes, you know what? This is a lovely woman. Why am I doing this to her? I'm actually friends with her. Let's just have a nice night. So he then goes to go get the pizza, and he actually realizes, you know what? Ursul's the one. Only took this long, but he's like, you know what? Ursul's the one. So he's like walking back with his pizza, like being like, pizza time, pizza time. But Jackie's then standing outside of a flat, and it's like, it's like, oh no. Oh dear. And it's revealed that she actually, you know what? No, this isn't the nice guy, and he wouldn't accept money from me for the pizza. So I just took it in his coat pocket. But then she obviously sees a picture of Rose in the pocket, and she immediately is like, "You're only seeing me because of the doctor, aren't you?" And he pretty much, Jackie gives him a bollocking, pretty much.
I mean, yeah. I mean, she could have been a little bit better on him, because
you found a picture of your daughter in a guy's coat pocket who you thought he was. No,
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's like, it was out of hand. Yeah. But she could have done it a bit better, because in the end he did go out and get pizza from both, because he does feel bad for her.
Yeah, he has,
in which he does, in which he does explain, but then like he just tells her to he just tells him to fuck off.
Which I think Jackie's completely right for doing.
She is, but at the same time, there is a different way it could have gone.
No,
that's all I'm saying.
I don't think pizza would win me over. I don't think if I saw that someone was stalking my daughter, I would be like, you know what? Let's just have pizza and move on.
They're not after. Yeah, but he's not after. He's after the doctor.
Okay, still okay. Sorry, but okay. She feels used, and she feels used.
Yeah,
pizza's not going to fix that wound.
Alan, this is a podcast. We have to debate these things.
No, do not throw a debate podcast thing onto me. You know what you mean. You're passionately on his side about this, aren't you?
He's just like me.
He's just like me. I am literally.
Except I don't stalk people. Because that's fucking weird.
Saving you back now for any future charges. Anyways, he then goes back to the group, and then now Bridget's missing, Bliss is missing. Victor's a bit pissed off about the whole him losing the contact with Jackie, and it's like, you know what? At this point, he's done. Like, he's done with the group there, Elton. He's like, you know what? Well, he doesn't say this, but he's like, fuck you. He's like, make Doctor 15 plus. Why not? He pretty much. No, but it's just, yeah, he pretty much says, no, you've destroyed this group. We were literally, it was such a fucking lovely friend group. We were having laughs every time. And this is why, no, they're not coming back. It's because of you. You're like a monster here. When he goes up to Ursula, and it's like, me, you, we're going for a Chinese at the White Lotus. And she's like, okay. So, like, he's got the confidence, he's got the balls. Yeah, so he's like, a date. We're going on a date. And then he's like, Skinner, do you want to come with? Not for the Chinese, just for walking out.
Hey, well, yeah. Chinese are spendy.
No, calm down. This was 2006. Well, 7 for them. The economy wasn't that bad.
How much was a Chinese?
Well, in like 2005, it was like £1, like £2 for a pint. Let's be realistic. Chinese wasn't that bad. People used to be able to go out with 20 quid and have a takeaway at the end of the night with 20 quid. Have you literally just looked up how much was Chinese in 2006?
Yes.
Yes. Just the bog. Yeah, like the most demanded question. How much was a cheeky Chinese?
Hey. I don't know where the fuck I'm supposed to be looking, so.
But like, yes, you could do the argument of like, yeah, but everyone was only on like £4 or £5 an hour then. But it's like, also, things are a lot cheaper. Like, if your pints were only £1 to £2, that's still 5 pints for every hour pay. Where, for us normally, let's be modest, we can probably buy 2 pints per hour in terms of pay. Like, we're on 2 pints an hour for pay in terms of 20 years ago when people was on about 5 pints for an hour's pay. The economy is in shambles. We are in explain that one to me. Like, we are so fucked. We are so fucked.
Okay, let me break it down for you.
So Josh is about to do I thought we were going to have to do an audio description for anyone listening and be like, Josh is about to break it down and do some groovy moves. No, I don't know. Anyways.
Are we cutting that out?
No, we're leaving that in. The Bully Maguire is staying now. Anyways, it will make a good shot. Maybe. And anyways, so yeah, they are all about to walk out, and then, god damn it, Skinner, he gets lured by Victor. He's like, just hold on. I might have a spare number. Bridget. Yeah, like exactly. I got like a separate number, but maybe she might answer on that one. Because I forgot to mention, Skinner's been trying to ring her. She's not been picking up. So yeah, but so Victor's like, oh yeah, I've got like a spare number for her. So maybe she just, you know. So he ends up staying behind. So Ursula and Elton leave. But then when we're literally leaving, we hear the scream, but then also Ursula's like, oh no, I left my phone. So they...
Oh no.
Oh dear. So anyways, they go back to the studio or library or whatever it is. And we just see him on the desk saying, "Grab it and leave your phone." And it's just like he's holding up his newspaper, and but then they start to like question, "Where's Skinner?" And he's like, "He went to the bathroom," and it's like, "But the bathroom's on the pub corner, and like we have to use that toilet because we don't have one here." And it's like, "Well, he probably went there." But then Ursa's like, "Oh my God, Elton! Look at his hands! Look at his hands!" So he brings down the newspaper, and we see Peter Kay as the Absorbaloff, which I guess is one of the controversial designs of the episode.
Yeah, he's wearing a fucking thong. What do you expect?
Yeah, the thong. I don't know. Again, one reason, and maybe why I'm a bit softer to this episode, is it was a kid on Blue Peter who designed the Absorbaloff outfit.
What, did he put a thong on there?
I don't know about the thong. I'm assuming the kid just put some faces on a green monster. But still, it's wholesome. There's like a nice... Okay, that's...
I'm guessing his favourite monster was probably the Savine.
I don't know, but I guess when you draw aliens, you normally would make them green anyways, wouldn't you?
Yeah, true.
So maybe he did just generally draw... I don't know. Did he just draw an overweight green monster?
That bastard. Yes, I'm looking at you, Toasty.
Anyways, but then Elsa then like picks up the stick and is like, "You need to..." What does she say? Like, does she like demand people like to let them go? Because like we see the faces of Skinner,
yeah,
Bridget, and unfortunately fucking Bliss is on his ass. Which is unfortunate. That's an unfortunate lesson. But
bless her.
Yeah, bless Bliss. Anyways, but then when he's like, she's about to hit him, he does like a, "Oh no, don't hit me, I'm so weak," or something like, you know, he's like,
I'm so old and
I'm so vulnerable, but then he grabs her by the arm, which that's the only thing he needs to do, and then she's pretty much dead at that point. Like, she starts to get absorbed in. Which,
"Don't touch me.
No,
don't touch me, Elton."
It's a sad scene.
Ish. It is a sad scene because...
Yeah.
What can you do?
Ursula. Yeah, we like Ursula. So it's a... But then when she gets absorbed, she's like... No, yeah, when she gets absorbed, he just says this line and it made me fucking chuckle. "She tastes like chicken." I don't know why. The way he says it.
If they waited until they got Chinese, she could have tasted like that instead.
But I just... It's just the way he's like, "She tastes like chicken." Like, he says it so like... I don't know, it's just not alien-like. Well, he says it like Peter Kay would.
Tastes like chicken.
It tastes like chicken. I might see if I can make a meme somehow with that. Anyways, but then Ursula then realizes that he can start, like, she can read his thoughts whilst it like being absorbed, and she's like, "Elton, you need to run." But like, you know, "He's gonna do this to you next." And like they all start shouting that, like telling out and run. And then the Absorbaloff gets like a speed boost for like 1 second because he kind of just like jumps over the table like
he's got bloodlust.
Yeah, but it doesn't last. Like he keeps getting like bursts of it because you see him running and he like looks normal, but then there's like scenes where like he's running and he's like going he's either going really fast or the human pace. So I get that's some cinematography trying to make the monster look more scary, which yeah,
kind of hard to do with the Absorbaloff.
Yeah. But anyways, whilst he's like but the Elton then kind of accidentally corners himself in like an alleyway, and he kind of just drops to the ground like, what's the point? I have nothing left. So he's kind of about to get absorbed when we hear the TARDIS start to materialize, and that even distracts the Absorbaloff.
Well, then he hears, he's like, "Oh, the Doctor's here!"
The Doctor's here! But then the Doctor comes out and says, "She wants to have a word with you." And Rose comes out saying, "You've upset my mother." And Elton's just like, a big green monster is right next to me, and you care about that? And she's like, yeah. but then the doctor like asks like, what species are you? Like, it was a Absorbaloff, Absorbaloff, and the Absorbaloff's like, yeah, that one, I like that one. And it's like, and then it's like, he looks a bit Savine. He looks a bit
Savine, like, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, how dare you?
How dare you compare me to those gremlins?
I'm from the twin planet. What's the twin planet of Vaxophalatorius? Clum. Just Clum. It's like, oh, okay. The missing planet of Clum. Anyways.
How does he go back to it? Because he said, oh yeah, he's going to go back to his machine.
No.
I swear he says that.
I think he says that the planet's missing. It's disappeared.
Does it?
Yeah. That's what he said.
I must be misremembering.
I'm pretty sure they say the planet's disappeared. Anyways, and then the Absorbaloff threatens to kill Victor, but the doctor's like, he doesn't really care, but he says, but they do. And the doctor kind of knows that they could pull out somehow. Like, put like, but like, say, like, I don't know, all the faces start to pull on summer. I don't know what exactly. But, and anyways, whilst they're doing that, he does actually start to like stretch out, but then he drops his cane and like, Ursula's like, the cane, snap it. So he snaps the cane. And, that's the thing, like, keeping him like form, like body form. Mm. So, he pretty much explodes into the ground and like starts to gets absorbed. And then the last thing we see is Ursula saying goodbye through the pavement slab. And that's the end of the episode. Great episode. Exactly how the episode ends. That's it. 9 out of 10 episode.
Yeah, no, it says Clom, and I shall return there victorious once I possess your travelling machine.
Oh.
It's in the script. I've got the script up now.
Am I thinking of a future episode?
You are, because Clom does disappear.
Right, okay. Is that in series 4?
Because Doctor goes like,
you know,
Clom, but who would want that?
Anyways, so yeah, that's the end of the episode. That's how it ends. She just says goodbye. There's nothing else to this episode, no more. Like, seriously, it's revealed that then the Doctor like speaks to Elton and tells him about the night, because like the Doctor actually remembers like, oh, I remember you now. And he speaks to Elton about how there was a shadow in his living room and how the Doctor did try and stop it, but he didn't stop it before it killed his mum. Now, is this some form of Nastravada? It can't be full Nastravada because she was still body. Like, it wasn't a skeleton on the ground, but shadow creature? Did this inspire the Nastravada?
Maybe.
Because the concept of a shadow killing you, it's scary. But I always thought, are they like in relation to Nastravada?
Elton's mother was killed by an elemental shape, sometimes referred to as a living shadow creature that escaped from the howling halls.
Right. Okay. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. I think it would have been cool if it was like some form of Nastravada, maybe. Then again, I guess the Doctor actually doesn't know it in the silence of the library, does he? I don't think he knows the species when he encounters it, does he?
I'm trying to find it. It's just...
I think it would probably
just... It's literally just... it's just a one-off monster from this episode.
I would want to know if Stephen Moffat saw it and were like, a shadow creature. Interesting. Maybe I might bite one of the best episodes of Doctor Who. But then Elton turns on his camera and pretty much like starts to like wrap up and like says like how he starts to wrap up the episode and by saying this, like, Stephen King once said, he said salvation and damnation are the same thing, and I never knew what he meant but I do now. Because the Doctor might be wonderful, but thinking back before the Doctor had such a wonderful time. But because they knew the Doctor, things went wrong. Maybe that's what happens if you touch the Doctor, even for a second. And then there's a bit of I would say there's a bit of foreshadowing to Rose's demise, because he even says, I wonder how long Rose and Jackie will know the Doctor before something bad happens. Like, he's pretty much decided that the Doctor is a curse. It might seem wonderful at the time, but it's actually normally a bad sign if the Doctor's in your life. Which my boy Clive at the very beginning of Rose warns Rose by saying, if you see the Doctor, there's a bad thing happening.
I mean, to be fair, so the only part of this episode I actually did fully research was something to do with Elton's mum, because right at the end there is the
montage and stuff.
Yeah.
It seems a bit out of place, doesn't it? It's like...
Yeah. So am I thinking, like, did the person who wrote, like, the kid who designed the monster and stuff, or, like, whoever wrote this monster, it was, like, a homage to...
I don't know.
Because it is really out of place.
It seems like... I get your mother died, but then having... I don't know. It does seem a bit out of pocket having, like... I don't know. I guess it is him reminiscing about his story. It is him reminiscing about his mother. So I guess maybe that's how you would end the video.
And then apparently the whole episode is about, like, you know, the theme of, like, it's a very dark theme about, like, the death of your own mum and stuff.
Yeah. But then then the controversial bit happens. The scene what ruins this entire episode. No, it don't ruin it. It's just it's a last bit.
There's no need for it.
We then hear Ursula's voice.
Oh, she died.
We don't see it on camera, but because he picks up a pavement slab, and it's revealed that her face is on a pavement slab, and the Doctor was able to kind of he says, I can't bring her back full form, but this is the best I can work with. Which, if it even ended on this, I could maybe justify it. But then we just had to go and say, we even have a bit of a love life going on. Which, that's not just a peck on the cheek, is it? He's doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the end of the episode, is it? That it's it's pretty much I'm fucking a pavement slab. It's like, bro, what? Don't
upload that. Just cut that out. Just cut it out.
Just get it out. But your YouTube video is gonna fail if, like, you tell this entire story and another vein, and it's like, I'm smashing a pavement slab. But the worst thing is, you don't even show it on the camera. He never actually puts that on the camera. But then that's the end of the episode.
But then we see her, don't we?
We see her, but only from his point of view. So the people on the camera don't actually see it. Yeah. Anyways, end of episode. Rating time. Haha.
6.5.
I give it a 7.
A 7.
I give it a modest 7. I've always said I don't mind the episode. I think it's got an interesting premise.
I'd rather watch it than a few other episodes.
Yeah, I think it's got a good premise. It's the first Doctor-lite episode, and I think it does quite a good job. I like the scenes with Jackie and Elton.
Yeah, they're very natural.
I like the premise in general of, like, people knowing about the Doctor and wanting to investigate about him. There's a Scooby-Doo reference. I mean, it's got to be a 7 in my eyes, but if you want to do 6.5, that's all right.
I mean, do 7, then.
No, it's 7. We have to do this as a communal thing, man. We have to agree. Is it a 6.5 or 7?
It's a 7, right?
Right, okay.
This fucking guy.
Honestly. Right, now I'll get onto this bit because I've got quite a lot today. So, it is now time for Alan's Fun Facts, baby! Woo! You're welcome, guys. Right, there's actually...
Wordle.
Fuck off. No, So there's actually a lot this episode. So this episode contains a reference to each of the first Saw series story arcs: Bad Wolf, Torchwood, Mr. Saxon, and A Missing Planet Clom. Obviously, Clom being that. Where does Mr. Saxon get brought up, though?
Oh, no.
Apparently, Mr. Saxon gets brought up somewhere in this episode. Which, go on, Russell, for doing some breadcrumbing. I didn't see it myself, but apparently there is reference to Saxon in this episode. But, yeah. It should be a flyer or something. It must have been a very subtle...
Near the end of the episode, before Elton sees the Absorbaloff's true form, the Absorbaloff is reading a newspaper with
Is it a newspaper?
With a headline that reads, Saxon leads polls with 64%.
Oh, you sly bugger, Russell. You sly bugger. Well done.
This is the very first reference of this Mr. Saxon arc in Modern Era.
Well done, Russell. Where have you've lost that skill of breadcrumbing, because that's some sneaky
You've lost that skill.
No, like, that is some good breadcrumbing. Like, the fact that, like, it's so subtle, I don't even realise. We literally are staring at the newspaper at one point. Like, the only thing you can see on the screen is the newspaper in the hands, and the fact that
everyone fucking missed it.
That is some serious breadcrumbing. But that is some sneaky breadcrumbing. Generally, well done.
I've sent you the picture of it as well.
Right. Oh yeah, we'll put it on the screen. God damn, well done. Well done. That is sneaky. That's sneaky. But in the past like 2 seasons, it would have generally been somewhat more like Absorbaloff tapping its finger on it, like like just doing, this is breadcrumbing. Like it would be like tapping on the fucking headline, wouldn't it, or something like that. Like
it's like
this is breadcrumbing, right? Like, I'm telling you what's going to happen next. Subtly, that's how I feel the past 2 seasons. Like there's not.
That's it, about to fall off the tree, just like.
But okay. The foreshadowing of Rose's match had begun in the previous episode, continues with Elton wondering how long it will be before Rose and Jackie pay the price of touching the Doctor. It sounds a bit dodgy when you put it like that, touching the Doctor, but yeah, you're going to pay the price of touching him, weirdos.
Fucking weirdos.
This is the first modern attempt at a Doctor-lite episode. In these episodes, the Doctor appearances are restricted to only a few select scenes in order to allow 2 episodes of a series to be filmed at the same time. This scheduling was introduced with the 2006 season in order to allow production of a 14th episode, a Christmas special, in the same time it takes to produce 13 regular episodes. This would become an annual tradition henceforth, with a companion light episode, Midnight, being introduced during the 2008 season. Yeah. Well, and Blink in season 3. I don't know why we've skipped that one. So, the episode contains a number of possible hints suggesting Elton may be an unreliable narrator, such as the above-mentioned Scooby-Doo sequence, the fact that we never see Ursula's face from the camera at the end of the episode, and slightly exaggerated performances during Elton's recap of his supposed presence at key events in the modern series timeline. So, like, there's a theory maybe he's making a lot of this. Well, not up, but exaggerating it, like how, like, for example, the Slovene ship flying straight over his head, or like how, you know, like every big event, he's always been
present
and like near. I don't know. It's just a theory, I think, but he could be exaggerating it. Like the Scooby-Doo corridor sequence. Let's be realistic. Like, it's funny, but let's be realistic. That didn't happen.
Hey, it might have happened. We don't know.
And the last thing was, this was the last script that Russell T Davies wrote for season 2.
Huh.
Yeah. It feels like a weird episode to play, like, finish writing. Like, that's like, that's the last thing you wrote for season 2. Like, oh, I've cooked. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, if you did, I don't even know what episode. I'm about to say Go in Fireplace, but I'm not even in. I don't know. I feel like if I've written like a season of Doctor 2, I want the last episode like I've written to feel like this is
good.
This is some good shit. where I feel like if I ended with Love and Monsters, it's a good episode. It's a 7. I just don't know if I'd walk away. I guess if you've written Doomsday, you would feel already quite dapper about yourself, but
yeah. The thing is, another thing with like writing the episodes, he messed up a lot with Shooty's season, but I also think Russell and Shooty probably don't have a good mix with half their episodes.
What you're saying?
Mix. Like
whereas
get on? No, not like they don't get on, because I've clearly they probably do, but it's not. Shooty can't pull off Russell's writing. I'd feel like, because it feels like Shooty's trying to do a bit of Tennant's kind of thing, whereas to be a Doctor, you need to be a different person. Like, you need that earliness of Matt Smith compared to David Tennant. Yeah. You need the strictness of Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah,
and you need to like the speech and like the speechness and like the going off on one of Capaldi.
Again, I think this is
I can't really say much about Jodie because Jodie is. I reckon the joyfulness of Jodie kind of like made sense.
The joyfulness, yeah, and you can probably see that in Shooty a bit. He tries. Well, I say he tries to be joyful. He cries a lot, but he tries to be joyful.
But he's trying. I feel like he's trying to pull off Tennant stuff because he just pulled away from Tennant.
The thing what's kind of fucks me over with Shooty is, 15th Doctor is, he's meant to be the recovered Doctor after the rest. It's meant to be the 14th Doctor is meant to rest and have spa days and pretty much recover from the trauma he's gone through. And yet, this Doctor, every minor inconvenience he cries, and it's like. And I'm not saying a Doctor can't cry. I'm like, look at Matt Smith. We've seen it
happen.
Like, when Matt Smith loses Amy and Laurie, that's a sad, emotional scene.
He cries at the major moments. Like, he's just watched his two closest people at the time.
If Matt Smith cried at every inconvenience and then that angel scene happened, it wouldn't feel as impactful. The Doctor's meant to be a bit brush off. The Doctor's meant to be a bit of a fucking bottling it kind of guy. He's meant to bottle up his emotions a bit.
And then he is just all let loose at once kind of thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whereas he just doesn't he doesn't feel rested. He doesn't feel
where if that's meant to be a developed character and like fully rested, like, I'm open with my emotions. It's like But one time in the series I actually generally like, okay, understandable. Dot and Bubble.
Dot and Bubble, and I would say Boom, because didn't Ruby get killed?
Ruby almost died, or he thought she was dead, but he wasn't allowed to react properly because the bomb could literally trigger it, like a fucking smile. So he had to be like them 2 episodes. I would say are quite valid.
Like if he's a lot more open, I could kind of get it, but then like you're trying at every little thing with every single episode. Yeah, granted, it wasn't every episode, but like
no, but it's enough to be like, okay, calm down.
Yeah,
I don't know. Again, new writers, new everything, bring in a new guy, new personality. I'm not saying it has to be like a completely different Doctor. Like, there can be aspects of David Tennant and Matt Smith intertwined as long as it works.
Exactly.
I think they'll make it a bit more Torchwood, that's one thing. But I'm just saying, make the character feel a bit more. He's been around fucking almost either 3,000 years or a billion years, depending on like how we look at it. Like this guy is aged a lot. Like he's meant to be fucking wisdom. Like he's meant to be fucking like the most wisdom guy going. He's meant to like experience the universe back and forth. Like he's meant to be able to handle this shit, and that's why it makes it powerful when he does cry, because it's like, oh shit, like it's meant to be a fucking. It's why I like when the Doctor fucking breaks down at the end of Waters of Mars. Well, not breaks down fully, but like the panic, the fear, the like that's
like he stands against the TARDIS and like, what the fuck have I just done?
What the fuck have I done? And like literally not 2 minutes ago, he was like saying, "I'm Time Lord's victorious," and like I'm proud of it. and then just immediately break. Now that's a good scene. I can't wait for that episode. It's gonna be so fucking good.
Like he switches up, but it's in a good way because he thought he was in the right, but then he hears the gunshot and it's like, oh fuck, I was definitely not in the right there.
Oh fuck, and then just turns around and it's like, is it time? It's like, oh shit, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh god, I genuinely fucking can't wait for that, man. It might be top 3 episodes.
It's definitely
3, 5.
We're gonna have to go through each of our.
Yeah, but are we gonna have to do it up? Yeah, that's gonna be fucking 3 years down the line though if we do that.
We could do top episodes or top 5 episodes of each season, kind of thing.
Yeah, we kind of do that anyways, though, don't we?
We do the 8 episode stuff.
Yeah, but that's kind of like our ranking of like the good episodes, isn't it? Like that's a.
Yeah, but then again, I also took off Dalek. Remember of the first season when we did the 8 episodes, and I really like Dalek.
But we also do a retrospective of each season where we actually show our ranking for each episode, don't we? So I guess
did we do that last time?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember that.
I know, it's been a while, I know. I'm a bit scared about season 2 because I don't know if it's going to even be anything like the same as this. I'm not going to lie.
No.
Like, the series 2 retrospective might be completely different to the series 1. I think what we do normally is, well, our overall thoughts, our favourite character, our underrated character, and our rankings of the episode, I believe.
Let's talk about this after, not during the episode.
Right, anyways, well, thank you guys. Sadly, we're going on to Fear Her next week. We're gonna.
What's the name for that episode?
We're gonna battle through it. We'll try and do some nice witty jokes to keep the flow, keep it going. Yeah, it's Fear Her. It's not great, but then we are going on to a 2-parter, the final 2-parter, one of the most famous 2-parters of Doctor 2. So, we just got one. To be fair, I wasn't that optimistic for Idiot Santa. I feel like I'm roughly looking at Fear Her with the same goggle.
Fear Her was the lowest rated episode of the season, which is fair. And then Love and Monsters is... So, Fear Her had 5.8 out of 10, and then Love and Monsters was 6.1.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that rating, to be honest. I do.
And then Idiot Santa is 6.6.
6.6? Okay.
Yeah.
I would say Love and Monsters is better than Idiot Santa, but that might be a hot take. I don't know. Yeah, is that a hot take? What, you find Idiot Santa better?
No, I find Love and Monsters better.
Right, okay. Because I think we gave it a 6, didn't we? Idiot Santa?
Monster-wise, I find The Wire better. The
Wire better, fucking... but the concept is better for this episode.
Yeah.
Right, well, anyways, we'll end here. Fear Her next week. We will do some whimsical, witty jokes to make the episode at least feel fun. Yes, and we also will be getting a video out at some point. Don't know when yet, but we will get onto that shortly. Hope everyone has a lovely week, and we will see you in the next one. Also, go to Whovian Wire on Instagram. We are still posting memes somehow. Running out, but I don't know. A meme yesterday I posted is on 30,000 views, so I've still got it in me somehow. Right, anyways, hope everyone has a lovely week, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.